Hello, parents of Scorpio children. This is your original reading for March. Thank you for watching Parental Guidance. This is the first and only show on YouTube giving you monthly insights on how to better connect with your child. So, when I first did this last night, I was really grieved and sad and like, oh my gosh, like, it just felt like a lot of despair, that your little one was dealing with. It was like just struggling to see the light of day. But it was hopeful because they knew that they were heading in the right direction. It's just how they felt did not match and mirror what they knew was coming or what was on the horizon. So this is a two-part message. So this is the original message, I have to say that. The bonus one just happened because the cards got turned around as I laid them out. And I figured that I needed to honor that because I felt that there were some Scorpio children that, were able to pull themselves out of this here. They were able to change their mindset and see the good or flip it so that, things came into a better alignment, because they changed their mindset, the universe supported that. So that's part of it. But with this here, this is more of, this recently happened, or they're still feeling the effects. They're still ruminating over something that happened, and it's fresh. That's what it is. That's the message, is that whatever happened, the wound still feels fresh for them, and they're not yet in a place, they're not far removed from it emotionally, or able to remove themselves emotionally from it, where they can separate it, distance themselves, cut the ties or whatever, and kind of start moving forward. So this is more of the incubating healing stages, okay? So your little one has the insect card in reverse. I know that this is for Scorpio because Scorpios, even though they're not insects by definition, they are in the bug family, So go ahead and I'll let you read that. It speaks of feminine power, spirituality, and renewal. So they're not, working in full capacity. There's this heaviness or this weight upon them, a dullness of spirituality, and, just a hindrance in their renewal. They're struggling to regenerate their body. Scorpio is a regenerative energy, transformative, and the fact that they are unable to manifest this on their own, they're still healing. There's like some pain. It could be some elements of self-sabotage that are still wounding, I want to say the warrior Scorpio, the Scorpio warrior. But I've seen a video of a Scorpio that got trapped underneath a glass jar and started to sting itself for self-preservation. Sorry about that buzz. I was making tea and my buzzer went off. I was like, oh, my tea's ready. Anyway, so I feel like they've stung themselves. It didn't obviously take them out, but it wounded them so deeply that it's like the wound is fresh. They're still in the beginning stages of healing. Now, the challenge for them, oh yes, and this speaks of the nerves and releasing emotional pain. So there's some emotional pain that they're still holding on to. It's also, their nerves are just kind of fried, shot, fragile. And I don't know who this message is for, but I'm wishing that they are able to come out of this. Their challenge is relationships, compassion, blessings, joy, love. This may be an area where they're struggling. It could be, and by relationships, I mean with people in general. They could be struggling to want to emote or be in a group with other people, struggling to want to interact or have compassion or see anything about blessings and joy, which is funny because they also have the blessed card in reverse. But they're just kind of wounded, and they're still mulling over some things where for them they feel safe being isolated right now. As far as their mood, it's kind of like a lost feeling. It's like, my purpose is, I know what I'm here to do. So they're not like, it's not this awakening of, like dewy-eyed, I'm coming into my purpose, or I'm having an awareness of my purpose. This feels more like, even if I know my purpose, I'm not ready to do anything. I just want to sit here. I don't want to focus on my purpose. I don't want to move forward. I don't want to think about anything. I'm just here. And I don't know who this is for. But your child, their goal is to be happy. They want better. And this is good. So they know that the feelings are just kind of off. They want to be happy. They want to be well. And so this is their goal, to work towards creating more happiness and more contentment and more joy and more elevated, lighthearted feelings into their life. During the first week of March, they have the chopped wood card in reverse. I don't know. It's like they're not wanting to do anything. They're just kind of like, I know I should be doing something, but I'm not interested in activity. I'm not interested in moving forward. Whatever. So this says, are you an armchair astronaut? Do you dream of wealth and fame and big ideas and inventions? With a capital D, the appearance of this card is a sign that you might be devoting too much time to dreaming and thinking about stuff and not a lot of time for action. So, yeah, it's like this card in the upright is like, okay, well, we got to do, let's get this wood chop, let's clean this floor, but in the reverse, it's like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, I know I should, but I'm not feeling it. Or it could also be like the card suggests, I want to do that, but, I don't know where to start. So it could be both ways, but I'm just feeling like this sense of heaviness and apathy, during that first week. Second week, they have the blessed card in reverse. And this isn't so much a bad thing. It's just helping to reestablish them. They are in an upswing. This is what it looks like in the upright. But it says humility is called for now, as grace is an unearned gift. You didn't gain this by your own desires or actions. To be who you need to be, you can no longer do what you did. In a way, you have hit rock bottom. What is required now is nothing less of total surrender, then you will be blessed. So this could also be like an acknowledgement that what I've done thus far does not work for me. I need to change how I'm seeing something. I need to change my approach. And it's like you are blessed, but you're doing things that are counterintuitive or counterproductive is the right word. Once you get out of your own way, then it's like things can start to flow. So it is a level of arrogance where it's like, well, you aren't surrendering to whatever that is. And I know that this is for children. At the same time, this just feels like a really adult theme. And I will try to reiterate this in the mindset of a child to give you some information or some insight on how this applies. In the third week, there's I get like the sense of stagnation, not imagining, maybe just too grounded into reality, the heaviness of reality, not woe is me, but just not accepting grace and the ability for things to be something different. This also says about illusions. So wishful thinking, illusions and wishful thinking rooted in a sense of lack have entered your life. Now may be the time to see things as they truly are and not what you hoped and imagined. Release any fear. It also talks about maybe recreating an image of a disaster over and over again, you know, letting those things go, things of that nature. So there's so many different nuances to this card, but the overall theme is it's not an expansive mindset. It's something is hindered, something is constricted, something is in the way. It's an inability, or it's enabling them. It's keeping them from being able to exercise the fullness of their imagination and what that can do for them. It could be falsehoods, depending on who it is. Maybe they are thinking about times that were better, but I really just feel that this person is just I want to say depressed, down, you know, I can't see anything type of deal. And there's a level of anxiety, sadly, towards the end of the month. They're having difficulty relaxing or accepting that they need to relax, or dealing with this head on. Meditating, of course, but just thinking positively about it. I get a lot of anxiety. I get unrest, not trusting in the divine, trying to do things on their own. I'm just going to get some clarity. Let's see. And this is saying, you know, laziness, apathy are not signs of slowing down, but of decay and lifelessness. Shake this off, go outside, get some air. A walk in nature will remind you. Get some exercise, move your body. Earth, or each breath is precious. So for a child that's dealing with a level of stuckness, maybe it's a milestone that they're having difficulty reaching, or they feel like they're either they lost a friend, or they're not making friends, or they're not making social progress like they like, or maybe it's something dealing with in the home specifically. That could be something else, challenges, but there's a struggle for purpose, and it's like this is the after of some hurt that happened, that transpired earlier. They want to be happy, they want things to go well, they want improvement, but it's like daydreaming, you know, like they're hoping and wishing for better, you know, not wanting to, not ready yet to do the work to turn this around, you know, laziness, I'm just trying to think of the other words that were coming up. Give me one moment so I can give a more complete reading. Just disconnected. It's a disconnect from reality for sure. That's all it is. It's like disconnected, and, you know, not... There's something to be done. Either you don't want to do it, or you're not seeing what needs to be done in order to accomplish the goal that you want. You know, just trying to do things on your own, or not seeing that you can't do this yourself. You know, there's some illusion here where, again, you think your child, like, it's like it's a disconnect. Like, and not accepting what it is. So I know that this is long-winded. I try not to be long-winded with these readings, but it really could be something as clear as there was an emotional word that inflicted trauma, emotional unrest, and just sadness in your little one, and they want things to get better. but they're still dealing with the words that were spoken, and it's affected them, and or the actions that took place, the situation that took place. It's affecting their ability to see reality clearly. They're still nursing their wounds, and that's what's keeping them from being able to act clearly in alignment with what they want to do. Not being able to like take full responsibility or see, their actions. It's like they're still in a fog emotionally because of what happened, and they're hiding here for sure. Hoping and wishing for better days, or putting on an illusion to, get over this hump. And it hurts because they're still nursing that wound, and that's keeping them from moving forward. So there's definitely the focus on this wound for this month, okay? Now what's changing, thankfully, and this is probably something that we may see in April, but there is courage. They are coming out of this very slowly, and they are awakening and seeing that, their courage is building and courage is growing for them. So that's what's changing. The solution, they have, it says peer pressure. This could be one or two ways. Either, with this card, it's saying don't let others coerce you into a decision. In your heart what the right choice is. So the solution is them making that choice for themselves, listening to themselves, standing up for themselves, and using that courage to stand up for themselves. And it also could be positive peer pressure, where they're needing positive people around them to help push them and to encourage them out of this rut. Now, how you can help them, you have the faith card in reverse. And it says, have faith. Every event we experience and every person we meet has been put on our path for a reason. I really feel that, faith to me is going towards, but I feel the need to just kind of take a back seat and give them time and space to work this out. And I would almost encourage you to allow them to work this out on their own. I don't know why I feel strongly. Like some kids, they don't want to talk about it. They don't need to talk about it. It's better for them to regenerate on their own. Like they take the time, they work out the problem. And I'm like this myself. So I know I have a little bit of Scorpio in my chart. I don't know if this is part of that. But I remember when I was a child, there'd be an emotional slight or something that would upset me, and I would just go to my room and just kind of sulk and ruminate or just process it, and allow me to just rehearse the scenario not over and over again in a repetitive way, or repeating the trauma, but just thinking about it. What did I learn from that instance? How did it help me? How can I take this now and use it to my benefit? And then once I came to, or I figured it out, or I made peace with it, or I understood it better, or somehow it didn't hurt anymore, then I just come downstairs and say, hey mom, how's it going? And I was fine. And that's how I processed things. So, yes, believe, have faith, support and encourage your child, but I almost feel like take a back seat. Don't feel the need to check in on them, like, hey, how's it going? How you feeling? Because that's just going to irritate them a little bit more. So just give them space. They'll be fine. And I also feel that this may be easy for you, because for you have the World of Creation card in reverse, and I feel like you're tired too. I feel like there's a level of apathy. Maybe it's work related. Maybe it's just life. The tiredness, the demands of life have made you cynical to some extent this month. Tired, weary, and you're just like, yeah, I'm checking out. I'm just gonna take a back seat this month and chill. I know these things. I know about life. I know all these depths and circles and mysteries of the universe, and I'm not feeling it this month. I'm not feeling the awe. I know it, but I'm not active in it today. I'm not going to be active in it this month. I'm just going to chill and regenerate for myself. You know, who cares about the other people regenerating? I'm just going to take time for myself. I'm going to take care of me. And so you have the legendary, the I am legendary card in reverse. And you're not, it's very internal. This is, you know, you're legendary, you know, for sure. And it says, I am committed to creating magic and turning heads. And I just get the sense that you're just like, you're doing this for yourself. It's not an external thing for other people to see. You know you're legendary. So that's all that matters. And on top of that, I see healing. I see you healing. It's not going outward. You don't care about external showing. You're just like, I'm legendary. I know I am, but I'm not in the mood to be social this month. So a lot of inward, a lot of introspection, but a very good message, because this, you know, this is a season in a cycle of healing. And you know, this is all well and good. I mean, you know, I was just looking at, I was about to say it, and I saw, you know, I was thinking it, and then I'm like, oh, the card is right there. You know, we can't be happy all the time. You know, this is the cycle. This is part of the regenerative process. Life is a cycle, you know. So let me know, you know, your thoughts in the comments. Again, this is a great season for your child, even though it doesn't feel like that. They're still just in the process of healing. And I feel like this is a healing month. And as they heal this month, then they're coming into April with just a better perspective. So this is divine. This time out, this whole month time out of just healing through something and working through it. This is great stuff. So I hope this blesses you. Again, I apologize for being so long-winded. Have a great month, and we'll see you in April. Take care.